They didn't just change his words. They erased the one line that could set you free. The Buddha didn't leave a religion, he left a mirror. And for 2,500 years, someone has been trying to break it. Stay with me, because once you hear what they removed, you will never read his teachings the same way again. This is not about Buddhism as you know it. This is about what was there before the temples, before the robes, before the rules. Right before he died, the Buddha gave his final instruction. It was not a prayer, it was not a ritual, it was 3 words in his language, Appo Deepo Bhava. Be a lamp unto yourself. No priest, no book, no master, just you. That teaching should have been the center of everything. Instead, it was pushed to the edge, buried under commentary, whispered, not shouted. Why? Because a teaching that tells you that you need no one is dangerous to anyone who wants to be needed. Today you will hear the story of how that happened, and more importantly, you will hear the teaching itself, exactly as he meant it. Picture this: northern India, 483 BCE. A man walks for 45 years. No home, no money, no army, he just talks to people, farmers, kings, outcasts. He doesn't ask for worship, he asks for one thing: look. He tells them suffering is not a curse, it is a pattern, and patterns can be seen through. He dies at 80 under trees, lying on his side. His closest disciple, Ananda, is crying. Everyone is panicking. Who will lead us now? The Buddha opens his eyes. He says, "You are the community now, be a lamp for yourselves, be your own refuge, seek for no other." Then he is gone. Now what happens next is critical. 1 year later, 500 monks meet in a dark cave in Rajgir. King Ajatasattu sponsors it. The leader is Mahakasyapa, an elder who loved discipline. Ananda is there too, the one who remembered every talk. Their job sounds simple: preserve what the teacher said. But there is a problem. Nothing is written down, not one word. For 400 years after this, nothing will be written down. Everything lives in memory, chanted in groups, passed mouth to mouth across kingdoms and wars and famines. Imagine playing telephone for 4 centuries. Now imagine that telephone game decides what billions of people will believe about freedom. They compile 2 baskets: the sutta, the discourses, the vinaya, the rules for monks. The rules get very detailed: how to wear your robe, how to eat, how to confess. 227 rules, then more. The discourses get organized, sorted, repeated. And in that sorting, something starts to shift. The living instruction, see for yourself, slowly becomes, follow this system. It was not a conspiracy with villains in shadows. It was human nature. People who are scared want structure. People who inherit power want to keep it. Here is the twist no one tells you. They didn't forget the teaching, they feared it. Because be a lamp unto yourself does not build institutions, it dissolves them. If you are already the light, you don't need a temple to find it. You don't need to pay for merit. You don't need to wait lifetimes. So they kept the words, but they changed the weight. They put the emphasis on what came later, on karma as cosmic debt, on rebirth as a waiting room you can only escape if you obey, on nirvana as a faraway place after you die, not a clear seeing right now. They turned a direct path into a long path. Look at the Kalama Sutta. People from a town called Kesaputta come to the Buddha confused. Everyone is telling them different doctrines. They ask, who should we believe? He does not say, believe me. He says, do not believe because a teacher said it. Do not believe because it is in scripture. Do not believe because of tradition. Know for yourself. When you know something leads to harm, abandon it. When you know it leads to freedom, live it. That is radical. That is anti-authority. That is exactly what gets edited out of religions when they become powerful. The first councils were not just about memory. They were about unity. And unity often means the most uncomfortable truths get smoothed down. So the teaching that you are free now, became the teaching that you will be free later if you follow us. Let me make this simple. There are three things they quietly erased from the center and moved to the margins. 1. Liberation is immediate, not eventual. The Buddha taught that suffering ends the moment you see how it is created, not after 10,000 lifetimes, not after you are perfect, now. He called it ehipassiko, come and see, not come and believe. He pointed to your own mind like a scientist points to a microscope. Look, craving arises. It creates tension. You chase it. It fades. You suffer not because life is bad, but because you are grabbing at smoke. See that clearly once deeply and the grip loosens. That is nirvana, not a cloud city, a fire going out. But an immediate path does not need a hierarchy, so the story changed. Nirvana became a distant goal. You were told you are too impure, too busy, too ordinary. You need monks to chant for you. You need rituals to clean you. 2. No outer authority. Be a lamp unto yourself means your awareness is the final judge. Not a book, even if that book is Buddhist. Not a teacher, even if that teacher wears orange. This is why he refused to appoint a successor. He said the Dhamma, the truth you can verify, is your teacher. Later councils needed order, so they elevated the Vinaya. Rules became identity. Who is in, who is out. They punished monks who questioned too much. They even disciplined Ananda after the first council for small infractions. The message was clear. Preserve the form, even if you lose some of the fire. 3. There is nothing to become. The most misunderstood teaching is anatta, not self. People turned it into you do not exist. That creates fear. Then institutions sell you a new self, a spiritual self, to replace it. What he actually pointed to was simpler. Look for a fixed, solid you inside your experience. You will not find one. You will find sensations, feelings, thoughts all flowing. No owner. If there is no solid self who needs saving, who needs to climb a ladder for lifetimes, the whole project of becoming collapses. And when becoming collapses, what remains is being, awake, clear, already here. That is terrifying to any system built on your inadequacy. So they kept the word anatta, but taught it as doctrine to memorize, not as an invitation to look right now. They replaced direct seeing with correct belief. Think about the timeline. 400 years of oral transmission. Then in Sri Lanka at a cave temple called Aluvihara, monks finally write it down because war is killing the rememberers. By then, India has empires. Buddhism has split into schools. Everyone has a version. Writing saved the teachings. It also froze the edits. Now ask the deeper question. If they erased it, why do you still recognize it instantly when you hear it? Why does be a lamp unto yourself hit your chest like a memory? Because truth does not need a book to survive. It survives in experience. Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Notice a sound. Notice a breath. Notice the knowing of both. That knowing is the lamp. It was never given to you. It was never taken away. Institutions cannot touch it. Here is what they really could not erase, so they renamed it. In early texts, it is just clear seeing. Later, Mahayana schools called it Buddha nature. Zen called it original mind. It is the same pointing. You are not becoming a Buddha. You are uncovering the Buddha that is the nature of awareness itself. That is why the most dangerous line was not about morality. It was about identity. He did not say, worship me. He said, what I have done you can do. What I have seen you can see, because we share the same lamp. That line kills the middleman. And here is the part that will reframe your whole life. The Buddha was not teaching you how to get somewhere else. He was teaching you how to stop leaving home. Every time you outsource your light to a guru, a book, a trend, a trauma identity, you suffer. Every time you return to direct knowing, even for one breath, suffering loosens. They didn't just change his words. They inverted the direction. He pointed inward. They built outward. Temples are beautiful. Community is vital. But when the form replaces the function, you get religion without liberation. You feel it today: endless spiritual content, endless courses, endless seeking. Why are we still anxious? Because we are looking for a lamp in a store that sells shadows. So what do you do with this? You reclaim the erased teaching by living it for 60 seconds. Try this tonight. Sit. No music, no mantra, just watch. When a thought comes, do not push it, do not follow it. Notice the space it appears in. That space is aware. That space is calm. That space does not need to be improved. Rest there, that is the lamp. You will notice craving comes. A wish to check your phone, a wish to be different, see it. Name it silently: wanting. Watch it rise, peak, pass. Do not obey it, do not fight it. That is freedom in real time, not later, not after you are holy, now. This is why they had to bury it. A person who knows this cannot be controlled by fear. You cannot sell them heaven. You cannot threaten them with hell. They have seen the mechanism. The Buddha's revolution was not metaphysical, it was psychological, and psychology is power. He taught 4 noble truths like a doctor. 1. There is suffering. 2. It has a cause, craving. 3. It can end. 4. There is a way to end it, seeing clearly. No belief required, test it. Does clinging create pain? Yes. Does letting go bring peace? Yes, that is all. The rest, the cosmology, the debates, the elaborate maps of realms came later. Useful for some, but not the core. The core fits in one breath. Be a lamp unto yourself. What does that mean practically in 2026? It means stop waiting for permission to wake up. Stop outsourcing your conscience to algorithms. Stop believing you are broken because a system profits from your brokenness. It means trust direct experience over second-hand dogma. If a teaching makes you more kind, more clear, more free, keep it. If it makes you more fearful, more dependent, more ashamed, set it down. That is the Kalama compass. It means understand that institutions preserve, but they also filter. Gratitude for preservation, yes. Blind obedience, no. The most subversive thing you can do is not to start a new religion. It is to live without needing one to feel safe. Sit alone and be okay. Walk in the world and be kind. See suffering and do not turn away. That is the whole path restored. They erased it from the center of the books. They could not erase it from the center of you. Because the lamp they tried to hide was never theirs to hold. It is your awareness, right now reading these words, knowing they are sounds in the mind. You have spent lifetimes, maybe just this lifetime, looking for someone to light your way. The final teaching, the one they feared most, is still here, whispering under all the noise. You are the light you are looking for. And the moment you stop running from that, everything changes.